Hey, how's it going?
So, so I'm so glad you could jump in on this with me because I'm so excited about this. Although it would have been better if you were on Skype, but that is technology, right?
I'm
So I'm going to
sorry.
do, no, no, that's okay. We're going to try it this way. Let me see, gallery view.
Okay.
Why is it not doing the gallery view? Anyway, so we're going to be talking about who you are, what you're doing, um, what are you succeeding at, what are your plans to do, and then what would you do if you had to start again from scratch?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
because there's always that. Okay, I maybe when I start again, I should have done this. So I've had some
Okay.
really golden nuggets from people. Okay, so I mean, I think we should just head into it because I'll just I won't do anything. I'll have somebody, Amanda, chop this up. So,
Sure. Yeah, whatever you want to do. Sure.
okay, why is this not showing me layout applied?
I did hear it say it was recording.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't know if that's
So
helpful.
yeah, that's cool. Okay, so I'm starting. So, hi, I want to introduce you to Meg Staples, and she has Her Tribe Athletics, very successful business online with a ton of ambassadors. And Meg, let tell us why you started this business because you are a teacher, an art teacher, well qualified, and now suddenly you started this business. Why did you start?
Well, in 2010, I lost 70 pounds while I was training for a marathon, my first marathon. And one of the big issues that I had was finding sizes that fit me. So, like bigger sizes, plus size. And then, so that was a big part of it. And then the reason the company started was because I was at this like, running store one night, they had a women's slash ladies night. And everything was still really, really expensive with a big discount. And so wheels just started churning. My background is in art. I got an art degree from Mass Art in Boston. And it just sort of started from there. I just was like, I can totally do this. So,
I love that. I love that, right? Okay, so and then how did you do your own designs, right? Your own t-shirt designs, you
correct.
do your own designs for your leggings, and you have your mom that helps with stuff as well. Because you
Yes.
do the hat things and the gaiter things, and
Yes,
so
yes.
she does the
So,
sewing.
so yeah, I design all the shirts and all the prints on the pants, and they're made locally in New Hampshire, which is really really cool. So I employ somebody that's also local. And then my mom, 2 or 3 years ago, I was looking for a winter hat that I run outside in the wintertime, and all the hats that I had tried kept riding up over my ears. So I would get home from my run or my walk, whatever it is, sledding that I was doing with my kiddos, and my ears would be out of my hat and my ears would be freezing, freezing cold. And also my hair would be a mess because sometimes my hair isn't long like this. And so if you've I had a shorter bob, and so I would take off my hat and my hair would be in a total just rat's nest.
Because
So
it
I
goes up and
also
down.
wanted, yes, and
Yes,
so I
yes.
also wanted something that I could tie a ponytail up and I could pull it through the top. Because a lot of times you see the ponytail down at the bottom, the little keyhole, and I wanted something big and on the top because I have a lot of hair. So the hats kind of came from that. My mom is a big sewer. My grandmother has been sewing since she was 7, so she's kind of passed that along. And so we probably went through about 20 designs before we finally got it right. And they're actually my cousin is a patent lawyer, and they're patent pending. So that is being processed right now. But the big thing is that um, they're not going to ride up. So
Yes,
like what we do is we make them with a lot of extra length. So
yes.
once you pull that down over your ears, that's not going to budge.
Whoa. Okay, so what other question? Okay, so I want to know what has made it successful. I mean, we all start. We all start with an idea, and so Now what? So you are constant. I know you're constantly selling. That ding, 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 ding happens to you all the time. But how did you start? I mean, you put it all online, and then what?
So the first thing that I did after I designed shirts was I had a big party at my house. So I have a large group, running group. Moms run this town. So I don't know if any of your viewers or the people that you work with are part of that group because there's chapters all over the country.
Yes.
Um, we invited pretty much everybody to come out, and there was about 100 people that showed up and sold. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. We just built up the launch and we had a party at the house, and we had about 100 people show up, and we sold out of almost all the shirts. I only had 4 designs when I started. And
Wow.
then what I did was after the website went live, up until this past year, I went to a lot of races. So I think
Yes.
that has helped my growth tremendously. So I've been
Yes.
to the Boston Marathon Expo, the
Mm,
Cape Cod Marathon Expo. I go to all the
mm,
local races, so people are
mm,
beginning to start to see me a lot. And I
mm-hmm.
think that's a really huge part of the growth of my business is that
Yeah,
I'm really putting myself out there. So,
I know. And you're not the first person to say that. I have Susan, she has a retail store here in Houston, and I said to her, you don't open your store doors and you go, okay, where are my people? And there were a lot of crickets in the beginning, but she did the trunk shows and the mom shows and the whatever shows, but now she has her people, right? Okay, so then the big question is what are you do? And I know you're trying to grow more now, right? You're trying to be more out on the map and to sell to people more outside your group. So what are you doing?
so ambassadors was a big thing that I started last
Yes,
year. So
yes.
that's helped because even though I have an application, I don't care about followers or anything like that. I care about how
Hmm.
somebody fills out the application, and I also care about where they are on the map.
Yes,
So because I know that, I don't have a huge customer base in California or like the West Coast. Most of it comes up and down the New England coast because
yes.
races that I have done in the past, most likely people travel on the East Coast.
Yes.
So that's been a really big part of it. And obviously, social media.
Hmm.
I really make sure that when I send out my emails or when I'm sending my packages, I put a giant sticker on the outside of the package and on the thank you note that says, this, tag us on Instagram and Facebook, and we would love to feature you in your products. And I think that has really been a large part of it too, is just really telling people, the best way to support a small business is just to share.
Yes,
So I
yes,
think that's really been a huge part of it. So I think just between the ambassadors and really telling people to share,
yes,
that's a huge,
yes.
huge thing.
And I think, that sticker outside on the box, Aki, one of my weak clients, I said, you got to put that sticker outside in the box because he's carrying or she's carrying it around and then she's showing it to people as she's walking past and it goes through all the shipping people and they all buy, they're all earning money. I know they're not earning a lot of money, but they're all earning money, right? So, okay, so here is the big question. So
Oh,
if,
actually, the other thing I will say is I know a lot of
yes,
people have branded packaging,
yes,
but I buy really fun. I don't have branded packaging yet. I'm like kind of working towards that, but I do buy really, really fun packaging. So, like, I send my stuff in like donuts and like
yes,
rainbows and kittens and fun things
just
like that, or like
something different.
pineapples in the summer. So people
Yes,
say they usually know that it's from me because of
yes,
the really fun packaging that I use. So,
yes.
like I said, I have not there with the branded packaging yet, but I think that also helps when you put your items in
Yes.
something that's a little bit different than, just like a manila envelope. That really helps also.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, and that's part of your branding, right? I mean, you're fun and that's what you're doing. Okay. I'm dying to answer this question. So what would you do if you started again?
Honestly,
So the different, let me put it differently. What would you do differently if you started again? Let's put that one question. What would you
um,
have maybe thought of, okay, I should have done this when I started out?
I think that um I think probably like my pictures were not great when I
Mm,
started at the beginning. That I didn't know too much about, so pictures were just sort of meh. I look back at some of the ones now that I had, and I'm like, oh, it's so bad. And then the other thing too is that because I have an art background, I don't have a retail background or retail, marketing, anything like
mm,
that. And so my background is in textile design, so like the fabric designing stuff. And I think that if I had been a little bit more informed about just, about the money side of
yes,
things
yes,
and just retail. And I think there's a lot of knowledge. Like I've taken a lot of all of my education that I've given myself on my business has been retail education and marketing
yes,
education and
yes,
things like that because the designing comes very naturally to me.
yes, yes,
So that I think is huge if you have some background in that, even a little bit.
yes,
I mean, you can definitely do what I did and learn as you grow. But I think if I had even some more of that going into it, it would have been
mm,
really helpful.
mm.
Um, I would love to say that I could have just gone all in right away, uh, into my business right away, just like
Go for it.
all in. But, I'm a full-time art teacher right now. Hopefully I'll do it full time at some
Mm-hmm,
point.
mm-hmm.
And I'm just, I've seen growth every year.
Yes,
So I'm just hoping that continues.
yes,
But I mean, I'm just really passionate about it. I love it. I love seeing women's of all different backgrounds, doing all different kinds of sports, being active in all different ways. It's been really, I mean, it inspires me to keep
yes,
creating,
yes,
so
yes, yes,
I'm really lucky that I can have such an awesome side thing, hopefully full-time thing.
yes,
Um, and that it's growing and that people are supporting me. Like my husband is really supportive, the hours that I keep.
that is
I
huge.
I
That
kind
is
of,
huge.
yeah. So, and when I'm gone on the week, not this year, but
Yes.
in the past when I've, been gone on the weekends,
Mm-hmm,
like when you do Boston, it's a four
mm-hmm.
day
Yep.
commitment for the expo.
Mm-hmm,
So, I mean, it's a lot of time away from the
mm-hmm.
family too, but I think one thing that 2020 has really given me is like I'm home all the time and I've been able to slow down. So even though my
Yes.
business has still been growing, I've been able to spend more time with my kids, spend more time with my husband, spend more time with my parents. And that's been really big. So that's been kind of a nice sort of takeaway from as crazy as 2020 has been.
Yes.
That's been really good. So you need that.
Yes.
Any business owner slash entrepreneur knows it's we burn
Just
that candle
go, yeah,
down.
just
I
go,
mean,
go, 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 go,
right.
go, 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 go. Doesn't matter what happens. And then if we're not going, then you go, is something wrong? Shall I do something
Yes,
else?
yes,
I think this is a
exactly.
good idea. Okay, let's go for it again.
Hmm.
Yes. And I think that's why we're entrepreneurs as well. And I love your little hanging things at the back, that your medals.
Those are all my
Um,
running medals.
I know, I
No
know.
medal from this year.
My
That's
husband
okay.
did my husband did a lot of running in South Africa, and we got the thing sticking. You can put it on your jacket.
Oh, yeah.
And then eventually they got into the medal thing. But anyway, and I still have them. He hasn't run in
Oh,
30,
yeah, you
40
gotta
years, and
keep
I still have
those.
them. I've got to put it in a frame, right? I mean, it's an
Yes,
achievement, right? It's
yes.
an achievement. So, okay, this has absolutely been fabulous. I'm so happy you came on with us to talk about how you run your business, what you're doing with it. And I will be adding your link, and everything's on the page, but I will be adding it to this post as well, so that everybody knows how to connect with you, and then they can connect with you a little bit later. If they have any questions in the group, they can ask you, and you'll be answering them, or I'll be tapping on your shoulder to answer them. So
Yes,
thanks again for
sure.
popping in,
Yeah,
and
you're the best. You're the
thank
best.
you. Okay.
I could not have redesigned my website without your help. It's unbelievable. It's beautiful. So
Oh, thank you
thank
very much.
you.
Okay. It was such I mean, I love running. I can't run at all because I have knee problems. I've always had knee problems. And I started running, and somebody said to me the other day, is you get that high you get the high, right? And I started running here in America. When we came to America, I started running because I was walking and then shuffling and then running a little bit more and a little bit more. And I thought, oh my God, I can run again, you know? Oh, this is so wonderful. So I did triathlons. But
Wow.
yeah, and then I'm 52. I decided, what? You're freaking crazy. This is 3 hour training a day. Okay, bye. Anyway, so, but my knees are, yeah, I did a little
Do
bit
you
extra damage
cycle?
to
Do
them.
you bike?
Uh, no, that's another
No.
problem. But anyway, but I'll walk and I'll what's it called? Powerlifting. So yeah, I
Yeah.
totally believe in exercise. You got to keep your body healthy. Doesn't matter what age you are, right? Okay, let's go.
Does your mind
The
good?
next speaker's coming on. Thank you so much for popping in. I'm so glad we connected.
Yes. Thank